As we get older, it's no secret that our bodies change. The strength we once took for granted may not feel as effortless, and our balance, something we never had to think twice about, might start to feel a little less steady. But here's the truth: aging does not mean giving up on feeling strong, stable, and confident in your body. In fact, with the right approach, you can rebuild and maintain those qualities well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. And one of the easiest, safest, and most effective ways to start is by using something you already have in your home: a sturdy chair. Chair exercises aren't just for rehabilitation or people who can't stand for long periods. They're an incredibly valuable tool for anyone who wants to build strength, improve balance, and keep the body active without risking falls or strain. They're gentle on the joints, adaptable for different fitness levels, and best of all, you can do them in your living room while watching your favorite show or listening to music you love. Think about it: everyday activities like standing from a seated position, reaching for something on a shelf, or walking across a room all require both strength and balance. If those start to decline, your independence can be affected. But when you commit to even just 15 minutes of targeted chair exercises a day, you give your body the training it needs to keep doing those everyday movements with ease. I've worked with many people over the years who were hesitant to start any form of exercise because they feared it might be too hard or too risky. Take Helen, for example, a 72-year-old retired teacher who had always been active in her younger years. After a minor fall in her kitchen, she became nervous about walking outside and noticed her leg muscles weakening from sitting more often. We began with just 3 basic chair exercises, and within weeks she noticed her posture improving and her confidence returning. By the end of 3 months, she was back to gardening, something she thought she'd lost for good. That's the kind of transformation we're aiming for today, you see. Chair exercises are more than just movement. They relay a message to your body that you still value its strength and resilience. They help maintain muscle mass, which naturally declines with age, and they train your core muscles, which are the foundation of balance. Many people don't realize that the core isn't just your stomach, it's also your lower back, hips, and pelvis. When those muscles are strong, you move more steadily, recover faster from stumbles, and reduce your risk of falls. And falls, as you probably know, are one of the most common causes of injury for people over 65. But here's the good news: you can actively train your body to prevent them. Another benefit is how adaptable these exercises are. Whether you're recovering from surgery, dealing with arthritis, or simply want a low-impact routine, the chair gives you stability while still letting you challenge your muscles. You can start completely seated if you need to, or use the chair for balance while standing. As you progress, you can even add light weights or resistance bands for more challenge. And don't worry, you won't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. All you need is a stable, armless chair, a small open space, and the willingness to start. Over the course of this session, I'm going to guide you step by step through a set of easy, effective chair exercises designed specifically for improving both strength and balance. We'll focus on key muscle groups that support daily movement. From your legs and hips to your core and shoulders, I'll show you how to move with control, how to breathe through each motion, and how to listen to your body so you feel energized, not exhausted, by the end. Remember, this isn't about pushing yourself to extremes, it's about consistent, mindful movement that builds you up over time. You may even be surprised at how quickly your body responds. One of the things I've learned from working with older adults is that progress can happen faster than you expect, especially when you start from a place of stability and safety. The goal isn't just physical, it's also mental. Feeling steady on your feet, being able to carry groceries without strain, or standing up from a chair without using your hands all send a powerful message to your brain. You are capable, you are strong, and you are in control. That confidence carries over into every part of your life. So as we begin, I want you to picture the version of yourself that moves with ease, stands tall, and feels secure in every step. That's the person we're working toward. And it all starts right here with a chair and the willingness to take the first step. Let's start with our first movement, the seated march. Sit tall in your chair with your feet flat on the ground, hip width apart. Place your hands lightly on the sides of the chair for support. Now, slowly lift your right knee toward your chest, just as if you were marching in place, then lower it back down and switch to your left leg. Continue alternating at a steady, comfortable pace. As you lift, engage your abdominal muscles by gently pulling your belly button toward your spine. This is more than just a leg exercise. It's a great way to wake up your hip flexors, strengthen your core, and get your blood flowing. Start with 30 seconds and build up to 1 or 2 minutes as you feel comfortable. When you're ready, move into our second exercise, the sit-to stand. This is one of the most functional movements you can do because it mimics the everyday act of getting out of a chair, which uses your thighs, hips, and core all at once. Sit near the edge of your chair with your feet firmly planted and slightly back so your heels are under your knees. Lean forward slightly, press through your heels, and stand up without using your hands if you can. Then slowly sit back down with control. If you need to use your hands for support at first, that's perfectly fine. Just focus on doing the movement with good posture. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions. This exercise builds lower body strength and teaches your muscles to work together in a coordinated way, which is key for balance. Next, let's work on your ankles and calves with the seated heel raise. Stay seated with your feet flat, then lift your heels off the floor while keeping your toes down. Lower your heels slowly back to the ground. This strengthens your calf muscles, which help push you forward when walking and provide stability when you change direction. For an extra challenge, try doing this exercise standing and holding onto the back of your chair for support. Calf strength is often overlooked, but it's essential for preventing trips and improving your ability to recover from a stumble. Our fourth move is the seated side leg lift. Sit tall, hands on the chair for balance, and slowly lift your right leg out to the side while keeping your toes pointing forward. Lower it back down and repeat on the left. This works your outer thighs and hips, muscles that are critical for side-to-side stability and overall balance. You might feel these muscles working more than you expect, especially if you haven't trained them in a while. Do 10 to 12 repetitions per side. And now we'll shift to an exercise that's just as much about coordination as it is about strength, the seated arm and leg extension. Sit tall, lift your right knee while extending your left arm straight ahead, then return to the starting position and switch sides. This cross-body movement engages both hemispheres of your brain, helps improve coordination, and strengthens your core while keeping your posture upright. These kinds of patterns are incredibly useful for daily activities that require balance and coordination, like reaching for something while stepping to the side. At this point, you may already notice your body feeling warmer, your heart rate slightly elevated, and your muscles waking up. That's the beauty of chair exercises. You can get a full body benefit without ever leaving your safe, stable base. Now let's talk about breathing. Many people unknowingly hold their breath when concentrating on a movement, which can actually increase tension in the body. Instead, try to breathe rhythmically. Inhale through your nose during the easier part of the movement, and exhale through your mouth during the exertion. For example, when doing the sit-to stand. Inhale as you prepare in the seated position. Then exhale as you push yourself up to standing. This helps oxygen flow to your muscles and keeps your movement smooth. You might be wondering how often to do these exercises. Ideally, aim for at least 3 sessions a week, though daily is even better. Because they're low impact, your body can recover quickly, and you'll start to see noticeable improvements in a matter of weeks. I've seen people who could barely manage to sit-to stands at the beginning go on to complete a dozen without effort after just a month of consistent practice. One gentleman, James, told me that the day he realized he could stand up from a low armchair without bracing on the armrest was the day he felt truly independent again. Those moments matter. They restore not just physical ability, but self-confidence. Before we move on to more balance-focused exercises, I want to remind you that it's okay to progress at your own pace. If you feel unsteady, keep both hands on the chair for support until you gain more confidence. The most important thing is safety and steady improvement over time. not rushing to do everything at once. Now that your muscles are activated, let's focus more directly on improving balance while still keeping the chair close for support. One of my favorite moves for this is the chair-assisted stand and hold. Stand behind your chair with your hands resting lightly on the back. Shift your weight onto your right leg and lift your left foot just a few inches off the ground. Hold this position for up to 20 seconds, keeping your core engaged and your posture tall, then switch sides. This exercise strengthens the stabilizing muscles in your hips, knees, and ankles, and teaches your body how to maintain balance even when your weight is shifted. If you find it easy, try closing your eyes for a few seconds to challenge your balance further, but only if you feel safe. Another excellent move is the heel-to-toe walk with chair support. Stand beside your chair, lightly holding the back with one hand. Place the heel of your right foot directly in front of the toes of your left foot, as if walking a tightrope. Take a slow step forward, placing your left heel in front of your right toes. Continue for about 8 to 10 steps, then turn around and come back. This trains your balance in a way that's directly relevant to walking, especially on uneven surfaces or in tight spaces, for those who want to add an upper body element. Let's try the seated overhead press. Sit tall with your feet flat. Holding light weights or even water bottles in each hand, start with your elbows bent at shoulder height. Then press the weights overhead until your arms are fully extended. Lower slowly back to the starting position. This strengthens your shoulders and upper back, improving posture and making everyday tasks like putting away groceries easier. Good posture also plays a huge role in balance because when your spine is aligned, your weight is more evenly distributed. Now let's combine strength, balance, and coordination with the chair-assisted side step. Stand behind your chair, hold the back lightly, and step your right foot out to the side. Then bring your left foot to meet it. Repeat for 4 to 6 steps in one direction. Then go back the other way. This works your hips, thighs, and core while training lateral movement, which is often neglected but is essential for avoiding falls when you need to sidestep quickly. One more advanced but safe move is the single leg heel raise with chair support. Stand behind your chair, hold it for balance, and lift one foot slightly off the floor. On the standing leg, raise your heel as high as you can. Then lower slowly. This challenges your ankle stability and calf strength on one leg, closely mimicking the demands of real-life balance. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions per leg. As we approach the end of our routine, it's important to cool down with gentle stretches to help your muscles relax and recover. Start with the seated hamstring stretch. Sit tall at the edge of your chair. Extend your right leg forward with your heel on the ground and toes pointing up, then hinge forward at your hips until you feel a gentle stretch along the back of your thigh. Hold for 15 to 20 seconds, then switch sides. Next, let us open up the chest and shoulders with the seated shoulder stretch. Clasp your hands behind your back. Straighten your arms and gently lift them until you feel a stretch across your chest. Hold for 15 seconds while breathing deeply. And finally, release tension in your neck by sitting tall, letting your right ear fall toward your right shoulder, holding for 10 seconds. Then switching sides. Stretching after exercise helps maintain flexibility and can reduce stiffness, making it easier to move comfortably throughout the day. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. The progress you make with these exercises is cumulative. Each time you sit and stand without using your hands, each extra second you balance on one leg, each step you take with more confidence, it all adds up. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. I've seen people in their late 80s gain more strength than they had in their 60s simply because they committed to moving their bodies a little bit every day. Remember Helen, who started with 3 simple exercises after her fall. She now walks to the park twice a week with her friends and no longer hesitates on uneven sidewalks. James, who once avoided low chairs, now leads a small group of neighbors in weekly chair exercise sessions in his community center. These aren't extraordinary people, they're just people who made the decision to take action. And you can too. So here's my challenge for you. Choose at least 4 of the exercises we did today and commit to doing them 3 times a week for the next month. Track how you feel, how easily you move, and how confident you are in your daily activities. I'm willing to bet that by the end of those 4 weeks, you'll notice real, tangible changes not just in your strength and balance, but in how you feel about your body's capabilities. Aging is a privilege, and with that privilege comes the responsibility to care for the amazing body that has carried you through life. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay strong. Sometimes, all it takes is a chair, a little time, and the belief that you can improve, no matter your starting point. So stand tall, move often, and trust that each step, each lift, and each stretch is helping you build the foundation for a healthier, more independent future. You've taken the first step today. And that's something to be proud of.